So it's long been considered out of bounds to question a person's patriotism. It's a very strong charge, and we try not ever to make it. But in the face of all of this, the conclusion can't be avoided. These people actually hate America. There's no longer a question about that. And yet, paradoxically, at the same time, they desperately want to control America more than anything. And that leads to the most basic of all questions. Can you really lead a country that you hate?
Fox News host Tucker Carlson is asking a loaded question, a question that can only be answered by first accepting a dubious premise. In order to answer, can you really lead a country that you hate, you have to first believe that these people hate America. Carlson states that these people hate America, but who are these people? Democrats? Black Lives Matter protesters? Anti-fascists? How can you conclude that they hate America? How does Carlson even define America for that matter? America is shorthand to the predominantly conservative audience of his program, who knows when Tucker says that word, he is not simply referring to territory. He means something else altogether. What is America to conservatives? Rather than defining America as the land, the people, the culture, or the state, conservatives in this country often define America as exclusively the values of their own ideology. That way, everyone to their left can be labeled an outgroup that hates America or is un-American.
If you are wide awake, you understand that today's woke leftists hate many, many things. The Constitution, Donald Trump, Fox News, comedy, and of course you. But if you've ever noticed, there is really one thing that woke socialist progressives seem to hate more than anything else, and that's babies.
So what is conservatism anyway? Conservatism in America is an ideology that adheres to strong private property rights for corporations, low taxes for corporations, faithful adherence to organized religion, specifically Christianity, a traditionalism that shuns social progress for marginalized people, a distrust of social programs that might help the disadvantaged, and an admiration and partnership with the military and the police. Not every conservative advocates for all of these goals or shares all of these values, but conservatives' varying beliefs all have enough family resemblance to be described as conservative and classified under the same or similar ideology. To define conservatism more simply, conservatives believe in a natural meritocracy and natural hierarchy. Looking at the conservative criteria, everything is related to a rigid hierarchy. The property rights and low taxes are related to the hierarchy of capitalism. The elevation of the majority or dominant people and disinterest in helping the minorities or subordinate people are related to Christian supremacy, white supremacy, patriarchy, and other social hierarchies. Finally, empowering the police enforces these hierarchies domestically, and empowering the military enforces American supremacy abroad. To a conservative, the playing field is neutral, and success and status are determined by hard work, meritocracy. This meritocracy naturally creates social hierarchies and economic hierarchies that are both fair and just. However, these beliefs conflict with reality. Those born into poverty are significantly more likely to remain that way than those born into better circumstances. Those who are part of the racial majority are more likely to receive opportunities that those in racial minorities will not. Those who are part of the religious majority are unlikely to face the same obstacles as those in the religious minorities. These hierarchies do not flow naturally, they sustain themselves by keeping those at the top where they are. This is how conservatives dismiss accusations of sexism, racism, and other forms of bigotry. To conservatives, nobody is being held down or disadvantaged. Everybody gets what they deserve. This is the order of things, and for many conservatives, this order is not simply natural, but is ordained supernaturally by their God. Furthermore, this belief in meritocracy not only justifies hierarchy within America, but justifies a hierarchy of nation-states. To conservatives, America is allowed to control the world through its foreign policy because it has earned that right through its military strength and economy. Conservatives perceive America as American values, but they define American values the same way that they define conservative values. In truth, there is a diversity of values in America. People are not a monolith. My values are not the same as a liberal's values, and a liberal's values are not the same as a conservative's values. Nevertheless, conservatives ignore diversity. They dispute diversity. They believe in hierarchy, and for them, something must be at the top. To conservatives, America is their values, and opposition to their conservative values is un-American, treasonous, and morally wrong. When conservatives say, "You hate America," it doesn't have anything to do with the United States of America. It's a value judgment about you not adhering to their conservative values. When Tucker Carlson makes such a statement about anyone to the left of conservatism hating America, no evidence is required for his audience, because to them it is self-evident. America is American values. American values are conservative values. Opposition to conservative values is opposition to America. Opposition to America is hating America. Does the American Olympic soccer team lean too far to the left? Well, then they must hate America, despite choosing to represent America. Gosh, if only they didn't spend so much of their free time hating America, they might have won the gold instead of the bronze. This is an actual talking point right now, and similar talking points are used whenever it's convenient for conservatives. Consider this. Many conservatives are comfortable displaying the flag of the Confederacy, even though the Confederacy was quite literally treasonous to America. Why is this? Because the values that the flag symbolizes align with their own. Conservatives do not see the contradiction because their conception of America is only their values, not anything else. This also accounts for why the Confederate flag can be seen waving not only in the South but in many parts of the North. It has little to do with history and everything to do with conservatism. Conservatives often use the term real America to refer to themselves, the implication being that anyone to their left is un-American or a fake American.
Real America, and what I've been saying for weeks, and last time I was on with you, real America sees what's going on here.
Conservatives do not see America as its people because they believe approximately half its people are not real Americans. Despite what Tucker Carlson claims, conservatives have a long history of un-American accusations that furthered their cause and diminished the left. The Immigration Acts of 1903 and 1918 prevented anyone from entering America if they were suspected of being an anarchist. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 prevented anyone from entering if they were suspected of being a communist. Leftist ideologies were labeled un-American, incompatible with living in America. Naturally, laws with such sweeping powers could also be expanded to anyone the state chose. Labor activists, scholars, and writers were either prevented from entry or deported. The House Un-American Activities Committee threw suspicion on ordinary Americans and popular celebrities if they ever espoused beliefs left of the center. Too far to the left for America. In the 1970s and the early 80s, evangelicals like Jerry Falwell conflated liberalism and communism under the broader term secularism and marketed this dangerous new boogeyman as anti-American. At the 1992 Republican National Convention, Pat Buchanan claimed his party was fighting a war for the soul of America.
This election is about more than who gets what. It is about who we are. It is about what we believe and what we stand for as Americans. There is a religious war going on in this country. It is a cultural war as critical to the kind of nation we shall be as the Cold War itself, for this war is for the soul of America.
This was also part of the Donald Trump campaign, particularly the slogan, "Make America Great Again." He ran on a right-wing platform, and the implication was that in order to restore American values, America needed to become more conservative. In one ad, entitled America First, the Trump campaign implied that politicians in the opposing party were unequivocally and inherently un-American. By using the term America First, the implication was that his opponents were putting America second, and were therefore less American than himself.
Washington flourished, politicians prospered, the establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. That all changes starting right here and right now. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. It's going to be only America first.
In the era of Fox News, the talking point of hating America has reached a fever pitch. In this exchange between Tucker Carlson and the founder of a pro-immigration group, when the guest tried to explain people fleeing their countries due to conditions created by American foreign policy, Carlson responded this way.
That causes people to flee. The U.S. should be more welcoming.
So
and
our
there's 20 countries
sins,
much more
our
welcoming
sins are the
than
reason
United
this is.
States.
So you hate America,
Very,
is
very
what
big
you're
part of it.
saying.
Carlson was incapable of defending his position, and once backed into a corner by a guest with more knowledge of the issue, he defaulted to, "What you're saying is you hate America." When confronted with a problem with America, the response from conservatives is obfuscation and accusation, all in one term. You hate America. Are you protesting racial inequality and police brutality? Is this something America should confront and reckon with? No, you just hate America. Are you marching to bring attention to climate change? Is this important to you and your children's future? No, you just hate America. Do you want to make sure students know about the civil rights movement? No, you just hate America. Tax the rich? Hate America. Raise the minimum wage? Hate America. No matter what the issue, conservatives can reliably count upon this accusation of hating America to change the subject. Once the subject is changed, not only is the accused America hater forced to defend their original point, but they must also defend this unrelated nonsensical point. An accusation of this magnitude is always going to appear more sensational and captivating than the actual issue, which will move audience attention to the accusation instead of the issue. Frankly, even if the accused person genuinely did hate America, that would not immediately invalidate their unrelated point. Liberals believe in reform, and many further to the left believe in revolution. But either of these perspectives are offensive to conservatives because the conceit of both reform and revolution is that something needs to change, that America needs to change. To conservatives, reform is un-American, and revolution is even less American despite America's revolutionary past. Conservatives are even comfortable throwing their own cherished institutions under the bus if they prove themselves to be not conservative enough, and therefore not American enough. Remember how admiration of the police and military are key conservative features? That remains true, but only when the police and military reinforce explicitly conservative values and defend explicitly conservative politicians. Conservative pundits and politicians gleefully denounce police officers who defended the Capitol from right-wing intruders, and admonish the military for not taking their side on critical race theory. No institution is sacred to them, only their conservative values, because their values are America. I hope this has been helpful in understanding where this talking point comes from, what this talking point really means, and that the next time a conservative says you hate America, their intentions will be more transparent. It is a derailment of an argument, not a real argument. It's not highlighting a point, it's hiding a point. It's loud, obnoxious nationalism, like the guy who is still setting off his 4th of July fireworks in August. Put in your earplugs and ignore it.